Hey guys, what's going on? How y'all doing? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, so today I am coming to you with a cooking vlog, and this was requested by FITAUSSIEANGIE. She is, first of all, she is like one of the biggest like mukbang community supporters. She's so sweet, so sweet. She like, I mean, she really rides for a lot of mukbangers or what have you. She really supports us. So shout out to you, FITAUSSIEANGIE, and FITAUSSIEANGIE is her. Oh, y'all see my green screen over there. Is her YouTube. She has a YouTube page as well, and she also has an Instagram, and she does a lot of like, I mean, she's by her name, she's, you know, into fitness or what have you, so she posts a lot of healthy recipes. So I definitely encourage you all to check her out. But in any event, she requested that she'd like to see a video of me making the homemade biscuits that I did a mukbang on. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you guys how to make homemade buttermilk biscuits, our family recipe. And again, please don't tell my sister, because she's going to tell my dad. She's going to see this video anyway, and she's going to tell him. I meant to tell him tonight so that so I could tell him myself or whatever, because they like to tell me. But anywho, we're going to get into the video. All right. Okay, so I don't really know about this angle, okay, guys? And you see all my cabinet with all my snacks on here. Okay, so the things that you are going to need, and I will definitely put the recipe in the description box. Okay, so of course you're going to need some flour. Sorry, I keep my flour in the bag. You're going to need some sugar. I'm going to use Truvia because it's kind of healthier than using regular sugar. Plus I have more of this than I have regular sugar. I usually use regular sugar, but you can use whatever sugar you deem necessary, but that's what I'm going to use. Needs a pinch of salt, like I'm telling you, just a little bit of salt. You're going to need some Crisco. We use the butter flavor. I already have some open right here. And then you're going to use I only like, so there are some things that I have to buy name brand, and this is one of the things. Like I get Clapper Girl only because my dad gets it, whatever. And then you're gonna need some buttermilk. You don't need this much. You can get the little smallest one, because you're not gonna use that much of it. Rolling pin, baking sheet. My baking sheet is used. Okay, I use it seasoned. And you're gonna need a fork. Okay, so I'm gonna move the camera a little bit so you can see inside the bowl. Hopefully I can do it that way. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay, so like I don't mean for you to be all up in my chest area, but sorry, this is just the most convenient way where there's less clutter and you can actually see what's going on. All right, so you need to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, which I didn't do, but I'm gonna do it. All right, so you're gonna need 3 cups of flour. You know, usually I don't really measure out stuff, and this flour is probably, well, no, I'm gonna measure out the sugar too. The flour is probably the only thing. The flour and the sugar is probably the only thing I'm gonna measure out. That's 1 cup. Two cups. Oh, I'm gonna get flour all on the camera. And 3 cups. 3 cups of flour. And then you need, now it just depends on how much sugar you want. My dad's recipe actually only says 1/4 of a cup of sugar, but I'm actually going to use 1/2 a cup because I just like that much sugar in mine. But you can do what you would like. I like when I use this much sugar though, you don't really have to I mean, it's really sweet, and you really don't have to put syrup on it. Like I remember someone did say that. It was like, dang it, you don't really need no sugar for real. I mean, no syrup. You could just eat it. It's like a sweet treat. You could eat it without. I'm literally pour a little bit in my hand. You only need a pinch of salt. I just poured a little bit. literally a pinch. I have used too much before and it has been truly salty. Now, oops, I'm getting this all over the place. Now I don't measure this. I would say I probably use is that right, the bubby? Probably like I would say about 1/3 of a cup or something. I like mine to be fluffy. Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put what I use, and I'm gonna tell you my dad's recipe, what he told me to use. But I like mine to be fluffy, so I use more baking powder than what he uses. Where's my fork? All right, so we're gonna stir the dry ingredients up, mix them around, take it around town. Just want the dry ingredients to be mixed up together. Might add some music to this because, you know, otherwise it's just gonna be boring. Well, not boring, but you know, I can't get this one song. My one friend, she does YouTube, and she always uses this one song in her videos or whatever. Now I believe that our recipe says how many. Our recipe says probably about 1/4 of the cup, but I'm gonna just use probably about half of this. So I used, how much did I use already? I probably say I used 1/4 of a cup on this one, but I also used some more of this, so I'm gonna use about half of this. Plop it on in there, okay? And I'm gonna use more of it. I'll probably use the whole thing, really. So this next part, what you want to do is you want to basically fork the shortening into the flour, and you want to do this until your flour becomes flaky, okay? So that's why I say you'll probably need more. I'm probably going to use the whole thing because the recipe just isn't enough. For me anyway. So you want to make sure you get this all forked in, so this part takes a little bit, and I may try to speed it up. I'm trying to get good on my editing skills, y'all, so this is why I wanted it to be really close so y'all could see in the bowl, so you could see what the crumble, like what it's supposed to look like when it's all crumbled. This is probably the most tedious part, is like making sure that it's all crumbled and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna just put, I haven't crumbled all that other shortening in, but I'm gonna just put that whole thing in there. So that's probably about 3/4 of the packaging. So how much is a full cup? Is the whole package, and I use 3/4 of a cup, 3/4 of it thus far. And I have more on standby. So we're just, you know, you want to fork this into here. You really want to do this standing up. You know, you need the strength in here. Bless the bubby. Bubby over there passing gas, y'all. I thought about putting some music on while I was doing this, but maybe I will just it was funny because I was texting Lauren, and she told me to go find something to do. So this is what I'm doing, Lauren. But I will be back in them text messages when I think of something else to text you. It's a wonder she ain't blocked me yet. Told you I like the way she talked to me. I told her, because my brother, he's going on deployment again, I think, next year. And so, I told her that, she was like, I ain't gonna be messing with you when he leave. And I was like, well, you ain't got no choice. I'm just force myself in your life, whether you like it or not. She was like, you know, harassment is illegal, right? I said, oh, well, what I'm doing ain't harassment, it's love. And then I said, that probably sounded real crazy, like real stalkerish, but that's okay, because she loved me, y'all, in real life. Alright, so I think I am not going to use anymore. I think it's pretty crumbly. So what you want it to, and I wish I could get a little closer so y'all can see, but you kind of just want it to be crumbly like this. You don't want it to look like flour. You want it to be crumbly. And once you do it, like once you, you know, do it enough times, you'll know what I'm talking about. Because once you have forked the shortening in there really good, you'll see the crumbliness of it all. But I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, I wish I could. I don't know. So y'all could really understand, like, the crumble. Like, it should really should look a little crumbly. But I mean, and you'll be able to tell the difference because it won't be like how I poured the flour in there. It'll be different. All right. So I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna set it up so that you guys can see me. The next thing I'm going to add is the buttermilk, and then I'm going to roll it out and cut it and put it on the baking pan. So I will be back. Alright, so hopefully you can see really good. What the next thing I'm going to do, I had a little bit of my shortening left, and I'm just going to rub that into my pan or onto my pan or what have you. Grease my pan up so when I get ready to put my biscuits on here, they will not stick. Okay, now usually what we do is we used to have like a big little tin, and we would just take a little paper towel and, you know, rub some on the paper towel and put it on and do that like that. Okay, so did that. Next, I'm gonna just put that right there. All right, so next you can discard your fork. You're also gonna need a cookie cutter. I'm gonna use the straight side. All right, so now you want to put a little buttermilk in here, and I'm telling you, you don't want to put that much. You only want enough to mold all your ingredients together. And then yeah, so I'm gonna do that. So, and you don't want to overwork the dough either. So you kind of want to, I would say, probably put like maybe a third of a cup of buttermilk in here. Like I said, I'll put the actual recipe that my dad gave me in the description, and I will also tell you what I do. But again, you do not want to overwork it, because then it won't do what you want it to do. You okay, the bubby? So just enough buttermilk so that all of your dry ingredients come together, and you only want to knead it together a little bit, just so that you know, just so until combined, and nothing further. So you kind of can see I've got everything really mostly combined. Okay, so I'm not going to work it anymore. I'm going to put some flour down and roll it out. And once you do this more, it'll be super easy. If you feel like sifting, you can sift your flour or whatever. I don't feel like doing that, so therefore I'm not going to do it. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to put my dough on top of here. Actually, I probably could use a little bit more buttermilk in what I have left in the bowl. Just a little bit, a little pour. But it's really easy to overwork this dough, so therefore you gotta be really careful. Okay, put that all together. Have no room to discard my bowl. Okay. All right. Then, really simple from here. You know, you want to put it into a ball. And roll it out. Put your little flour on your rolling pin, all sides. Roll it out. Okay, then you want to, on the little residue of flour that you have on the side, you kind of want to put a little, you could put a little reserve for your cutter. Let's go ahead and cut you some biscuits out. Now with your dough, you should get, my dad said he aims to get about 10 biscuits with the what he makes, if he makes like a normal sized batch. So we're aiming for 10 biscuits, folks. So this is what it'll kind of look like. I'm just putting them, I had to put my baking sheet on the side there. It's okay. It's alright. That biscuit's gonna make it. It's gonna make it, folks. And I always get really nervous about overworking my dough, because I have before. So it just takes a little practice. And it's okay if you don't get 10 biscuits. It could be the size of the cutter that you're using. I know mine is, my dad said his is regulation. It's regulation size. Mine could be a little bit bigger than his. And I probably could have added some more buttermilk just to make, but that's okay. When I was making them all the time, I was a pro. And it's gonna come to a point where you can't really, it doesn't make sense to really roll them out anymore, and it's gonna be one big biscuit. And that was always my dad's biscuit, the big biscuit. So I wish I'd have kept track, so I could have told y'all, because I probably could have added a little bit more buttermilk, because they're coming apart more than I would like. But that is okay, because guess what? Guess who's still gonna eat them? I am. That's right. Oop, that one really fell apart. All right. And we're just gonna make this one into the big biscuit pasta. No, maybe I'll cut one more. I'll roll it out one more time, and that's what you just. And also the reason why because you have to, you know, keep rolling it out and putting it back together. That's why you don't want to overwork it. The first time when you mixing them together. All right, and then this one's gonna be just a big biscuit. Okay, and you can just make it into a little ball or however you want to do it, and just put that one. Well, actually, the big biscuit used to be bigger than that. All right, so I got about, how many biscuits I got? I got about 12 biscuits. Three, 6, 9. Make sure I can count. All right, so I got 12 biscuits here, and we're gonna put these in the oven. And they don't take long. They don't take long to make it. I mean, to cook at all. So you definitely want to keep an eye on them. This is not something you can set